Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Patrick Justice on the line. He's a partner over at Bridgewater Studio. Patrick, I'd like to welcome you and your coworker over there to the show.
Thanks
How you doing today?
I'm good. This is my executive vice president Jackson with me from my work from home office. So we're doing good. We're about ready for a nap.
Oh, I love it. I'm Jackson. I'm about ready for my nap too. I love it. Couple more before I get one though.
Right.
So I'm excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk more about how Bridgewater Studio is joining to help what's going on in the Corona pandemic and some face shields that you've been producing. So we're going to get into all of that, of course. But before we do, tell us a little bit more about Bridgewater Studio as a business. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, please.
Sure, yeah. So Bridgewater Studio, we're a custom design fabrication shop located in the southwest side of Chicago. We do experiential marketing, themed retail environments, museum exhibits, trade show displays, that sort of thing. So, we're real heavy on digital manufacturing and the entire kind of like digital workflow of, we have CNC routers and lasers and 7-axis KUKA robot cells that we use to do big, large format sculpture and carving. And yeah, we do 100% of what we produce is done in-house due to increased demand and speed. It's the Amazon primification of the world, so we have to be able to rapidly iterate and prototype everything that we do. Everything we do is custom. Oh, my little guy. Everything we do is custom. It's all one-offs. It's the crazy stuff that architects and designers and contractors come to us when they're like, well, who the heck are we going to get to build this thing? And we're those guys.
Oh man, I love it. It's a great story, and what I like about it is when I saw you combine Bridgewater Studio with the face shields and what you're doing for the first responders in Chicago. I mean, tell us a little bit more about that and kind of how you've adapted to pitch in.
Well, yeah. So our kind of model of flexible manufacturing, we're able to since everything that we do is completely custom and no two jobs are the same. We're able to we have to pivot what we do every job that comes into the shop. So when we got a call from a contemporary of ours in New York and they said, hey, we're making face shields for first responders, we dropped everything we were doing and came in on the weekend and had a prototype of the face shield in play, and we were starting to secure supply chain and produce those by Monday morning.
Wow.
3 weeks ago.
Wow. It's absolutely amazing.
So we were able to kind of scale up our production. We actually hired 20 additional people to help assemble these shields. To date, we've made about 110,000 of them and shipped just shy of 75,000 to New York, Chicago, major health systems across the United States, from Ohio to Colorado to California.
Man, absolutely amazing that you're able to kind of pivot and to do that. So that's quite a few. So you said over 100,000 already?
Yeah. Yeah, we're at 110,000 when I checked in on the shop this morning.
So you have that going. Face shields like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory over there. They're cranking out. I had to throw that one in for Jackson. Jackson hasn't seen that yet, but I'm sure one day he will when he's older.
Of course, yeah. We've gone from a custom fabricator to an assembly line, which is a complete 180 for us. I mean, we jokingly say we've only done the same thing once, and right now we're making 6,000 face shields a day out of 2 facilities.
Wow, absolutely amazing. And what has been some of the kind of the response you've gotten from these orders and from the people that are using these? Because I mean, being able to switch and do things like that, I mean, it's just an amazing story to me.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, we've gotten really good feedback from different healthcare workers and first responders that are that have had. We actually got a note today in an email. There was a hospital system in California that we shipped these to, and they were saying that they're a better quality product than the stuff that the hospital was providing. So, when we hear stuff like that, it's just great. And, at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is, we're not building bombers or anything, but if we can help make rivets and, get them in the hands of the people that need them the most, we're happy to do it.
No, that's absolutely amazing. I love it. And so what's next? So, how do you see? And again, not saying you have your crystal ball or anything like that, but how do you see the rest of the year playing out on your end? You're going to be cranking these things out. I'm figuring the demand's just going to continue.
I mean, the demand is still really high. I mean, we're hoping that the demand goes away, obviously.
Of course, obviously.
So we would, whatever the new normal is, we'd love to figure out what that is and get back to it. The retail sector, the experiential marketing sector, like the hospitality industry, like a lot of those have just absolutely shuttered and dried up. So we're not really sure what is on the other side of this door. But I mean, we're ready for it, and we're going to adapt, and kind of excited to see what the new Bridgewater looks like coming out of the other side.
Man, and one of the things I like about your story so much is to me, it really encapsulates, industry in the United States and other countries too, that kind of just shows that entrepreneurial spirit. It's saying, there's a need, there's a gap, there's something that you have to go there and figure out and do. And look at that, from when you've never done the same thing twice to now 6,000 times a day you're doing the same thing. I mean, that's the perfect example of, obviously we're all going through this together, and this isn't a good thing. But I like to find these good success stories to kind of bring out there and show that, things do move on. We will move on. Like this, things like this have happened in the past, and because of great entrepreneurs like you and your partner, things like this are able to happen. There's a need, the gap's been filled, and you're doing it. So that's an amazing thing there, and we're glad to have you do it.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's good to be. We're in a position where we're not the Fords and GMs of the world, so we can rapidly change our production methods, in a matter of 24 hours and start cranking stuff out to kind of fill that void until major manufacturers get their entire lines retooled. So we don't have a line that needs to get retooled. We just started running lasers and routers on 2 shifts and started cutting stuff out and putting masks together. The hard part has been securing the supply chain. The materials for this type of PPE they got scratched up real quick. We were trying to get a hold of manufacturers, like we were calling direct to the people that make the plastic sheets, and we're like, how do I get a container load of this over to our shop? And that's been the real scramble. It's kind of like the wild west out there. I mean, it's like a every man for himself situation to try to get raw materials to make finished products.
Man, awesome stuff out there, man. I love to hear what you're doing. Not the reason that we obviously have you doing this right now, but that's not the good part. But the good part is that you are, and that you're filling that need, and that to me is a big success story. So Patrick, if somebody is listening to this and they want to learn more about Bridgewater Studio, I mean, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Best way is to get a hold of us on the web. We're at bridgewaterstudio.net. Or you can check us out on Instagram, Bridgewater Studio, #Bridgewater Studio. Those are the best ways to find us.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Patrick, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about what you're doing over at Bridgewater Studio, and also how you're helping our first responders and hospital workers with face shields. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but leave us some comments on the video. I mean, love to know what kind of things you're working on. And Patrick, thanks again for coming on the show.